Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Akakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of GMS. Salutations to you brothers who's pushing the truth, four corners, highways and byways. All praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Akakadash. Brakatam. I want to touch on a topic, a delicate topic in the masculine office, virtue and valor, which is two elements that help make up the characteristic of a masculine man. How the men supposed to be in this truth. Alright. First let me just get the meaning. Right, the word virtue. It says accordance with moral and principles, conformity of behavior or thought with the strictures of morality, right? Good moral conduct. Look up the word moral. It says the recognition of the distinction between good and evil, or between right and wrong, respect and obedience, right? So the rules of right conduct, right? And so it was basically the rules to the right conduct. This is going back to the law, statutes and commandment. So this way, virtue come from, behavior or thoughts with the strictures of morality, or the strictures of the law, right? It says a particular manifestation of moral excellence in a person, an admirable quality, specifically each of several qualities held to be particularly important, including 4 cardinal virtues, right? The 3 theological virtues, or the 7 virtues opposed to the 7 deadly sins, right? And the 7 deadly sins, there's no such thing, right, as 7 deadly sins, but there is there is the consequences of disobeying the laws and the words of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. First law of all is not having no other God beside the God Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And the second important is love your neighbor as you love yourself. And with these things, a man's virtue is also of his words. Everything a man speaks and what he about, he's supposed to stand by his word. Like it says in let me get it in Job 38 and verse 3. It says, guard up now thy lines like a man, for I will demand a man of thee, an answer thou me. Alright? So the man's supposed to give an answer, and even what he speak or a vow that he make, and be willing and able to make up his mind towards it, do as he say. Alright? Right? So that's pretty much on virtue, right? And the thing about virtue, it is a masculine, a masculine output of there is as to say, is of a masculine character. Alright, that's for virtue. And let me just get valor, right? Because these 2 words is important. It says here valor. Valor goes back to value or worth. It says too is strength of mind in regards to danger, the quality which enables a person to encounter danger with firmness. Alright, so yeah, like it says, the scripture says when thou, let me get it, It says here, I read Sirach chapter 2, reading from 1. It says, My son, if thou comes to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart to right, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Alright? So in time of trouble, you're supposed to be fidgety, frightened, beside yourself. You're going out to your wits. Alright? So that's basically what raised the value of a man. And like the scripture says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. And in the time of destruction, this is also this is also is what's going to prove us men. With this wisdom and understanding, this is what's going to prove us men. Raise our value and our worth. Because in the time of danger, we are going to rise above the multitude of men. The scripture had said that men are going to be afraid. So afraid. That's another precept to add. This is Second Esdras. Second Esdras chapter 14. Let me read from 13. It says, Now therefore set thine house in order, and prepare thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble, right? And now renounce corruption, right? Because it says that Yahweh Shai is not the author of confusion. Alright? And in order for us to comfort them, we must have the morals which go back to the scriptures and the testimony. The laws. Alright? It says verse 14, it says, Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burden of man, put off now the weak nature, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. Alright, and how we can do that as men is basically having that virtue, with valor. Alright, that virtue is important to brace, iron sharpen iron. When men come together, we break bread and we edify each other, that's the iron sharpening iron. We leveling up on virtue. Right? Another precept here, which is 2 Kings and Salakia. Or is 1 Kings? Yeah, this 1 Kings chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die. Right? David was in his old age. Right? And he charged Solomon, his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong therefore, and show thyself a man. Right? To show thyself, keep the virtue. Show yourself a man. Alright? And how we going about doing that? This verse 3, it says, And keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in thy ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments, and his judgment, his testimonies, as it is written in the laws of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. Alright? That Yahweh power may continue his word which he spake concerning me, saying, If thy children take heed to their ways, to walk before me in truth, with all their hearts, with all their soul, they shall not fail thee, said he, a man on the throne of Israel. Alright? So yeah, this David speaking to Solomon basically, to continue, with the law, statutes, commandment, the judgment, the testimony, the things that are written in the books of Moses, right? The thing that makes us strong Israelite men. Alright? Because even as Solomon was to be next to be king, you understand, David had to prepare him. And not only this is something that
David had to do with his son. This is a normal thing that happened in Israel. The man basically prepared his son to take, to take to carry on basically the family's heritage, you know, of his fathers, which is with virtue and that valor. All right, it's like a Spartan creed. You watch the movie 300, they never used to look for no decrepit looking Spartan. They throw them over the cliff. Right? We got another precept here. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 6. First Corinthians chapter 6. Yeah, verse 9. It says, "Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of power, Yahweh power? Be not deceived, neither fornicator, nor idolaters, nor adulterers, nor effeminate, nor abusers of themselves with mankind, nor thieves, nor covetous, nor drunkards, nor revelers, nor extortioners shall inherit the kingdom of Yahweh power." Yeah, and these men basically they can make it. These men would not basically enter into the gates because these are men and people of no value. Right? No precept. This is Revelation 22. God. Yeah, this is Revelation 22, reading verse 14. It says, "Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates, into the city. For without what? Without the commandments, without the testimonies, without these scriptures, without the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, without virtue, without valor, right? For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and make it a lie." And you want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Akakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of GMS. Salutations to you, brothers. Let's push in this truth. Continue in virtue, and the valor. Shalom.